All right, get it serious. Get it serious. Stop it, Sketch. I mean, I don't normally want to start a show like this. I'm stuck in a box. I feel like stuck in a box. Everybody down below, you can barely read them, but this is what kiddos like these days. They like it. So we're going to try something out new for people on YouTube. We already got a whole bunch of 2s here from people live. They say they hate it. They like it free flowing. They like big font. They're size queens, all of them. They love it. Here on this channel, we do whatever we want. Sketch was trying to give me directions and how to do my show, saying, please don't ad lib. Please don't do, I'm already confining myself in a box for you, Sketch. You see what I'm saying? I'm already making everybody 15 times smaller down below. And trust me, nobody likes small. Nobody. Let's see what's going on. Welcome to the Inside Star Citizen Review. If you like this format, press a 1 in the comments down below on YouTube. We're doing this for you guys. We want to see if you like it. Let's go.
Meetings. Hands down the most exciting element in all of game development.
No.
Now, everyone that has ever made a game will tell you that it's gathering in a meeting room and talking about stuff that's really their very favorite part of the process. Yes, the best days in game dev are the ones full of meetings, and the best behind-the-scenes content is always incredibly meeting-focused. Now, imagine a summit. An entire week dedicated to hashing out the plans for the next month, quarter, year, and sometimes beyond. Yes, exciting stuff, I know. All kidding aside, summits are an essential element of game dev we don't often get to explore. So when we heard that the core technology, network, and engine teams were coming together to discuss how best to move from persistent entity streaming into tackling the immense server meshing, we figured you might just indulge us in trying something a little different this week. So we set up some cameras and grabbed a few willing participants just minutes after completing their second day.
Dude, they better get to it. I'm hearing all the kiddos, they're complaining out there. All I hear from the kiddos is this.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
I hear I hear it everywhere I go, man. Bunch of uneducated kiddos that don't understand game development, and they're very upset. They're very upset. It's giving me some of this. It's giving me some of this.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
But apparently meetings are very important. I hate meetings. Can we throw a 1 for people up in the chat who don't like meetings? I'm putting a 1 in there. I can't even read it down below. I can't read that at all. So I can't, what is going on down there? What's even going on down there? Kiddos.
They have summits to get a
It's supposed to be
candid,
adult
unfiltered
time.
look inside one of the
Look at all
most
those
important
ones.
Star Citizen summits of 2023.
Oh.
And let me tell you, January's been full of them. So to spare you the full effect of 5 days of meetings, we'll be spreading these out over the next few weeks while continuing
Oh my
our look
God,
at
please
content
no.
being developed for 319 and beyond. So,
We're going to let you join in on our meetings. What is going on there? What? Oh, shit. You're being too transparent. Can you please step back a little bit? This relationship got way too serious. We don't want to be a part of those meetings. Just step right back.
after just a little ado, we present to you the Server Meshing Strike Team Q1 2023 Development Summit Post-Meeting Review. Name pending.
Do you need me to look into the camera or is that right? Got you. Okay.
Meshing Summit Day 2.
Just stick it in your pocket.
Okay. Oh.
They could just sum this up in like 1 minute and just ask them where server meshing is. What, like, where server meshing? When server meshing? 2 questions, right? And just, you know, boom, done. Meeting over, meeting adjourned. Meetings are pointless. Here's the thing. Meetings should be like 5 minutes or less. Meetings themselves, if you don't have anything that you can say within 5 minutes and just tell me what the hell's going on, then don't say it at all, right? Just approach me, 5 minutes, get it over and done with. If other people need to be there, nobody wants to sit around and listen to somebody talk. No, wait, what, Pepe? That's what the show is? People sit around and listen to me talk? Oh, shit, I'm sorry. People love that, right? Okay, yeah, people love it.
No, inside your.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't know what you'd written.
I wrote Benny V.
That's fun.
I can't do this if they're watching me. Go away. Go away, please, forever.
What are you guys doing here?
Well, I'm visiting the UK to
Benoit.
discuss server meshing with the rest of the team.
Yes.
We're doing a summit to try and plan for the next deliveries of Pyro and server meshing.
So summits in general, especially this one, is really where all the teams connect because, with the pandemic,
Yes.
A lot of people have been working.
We got Limitless saying meetings are usually talking at you. A meeting is supposed to be collaborative, right? It should be a collaborative thing when there is, but it should only be like 5 minutes long. It should do you ever get like a Karen in the meeting that just talks and talks and talks and she just can't shut up, or you get a dude, a Chad, and the guy thinks he knows everything, and you're like, dude, we get it. You don't get laid, Chad. We get it, man. We understand. This is why you're taking so much time talking to everybody, Chad. Wait, what? Again, Pepe just called me Chad.
From home, so summits become really important because it allows us to reconnect together. So we meet in one location. This time it's in the UK, and we have representative of every team. So most of the leads in every team.
It's the first time that we're meeting as a team for a lot of us. A lot of people join the company. A lot of people join those teams.
I agree,
and
Coop.
they've never met
I agree, dude.
so far. So it's just great. Like we have someone from Korea, Montreal, we have people from all over, So it's also a strong aspect of the summits.
This is a great opportunity for us. This is the first time ever we've had the strike team all in one place, all at one time. This is our kind of Avengers assembled moment for server meshing. This is the time we get 3 core teams together to actually work out the final nuances of the architecture to build this system.
Where many teams are involved, and to get the teams on the same page, we're just building everyone in a room, talk for 1 week, aligning our goals, that we can just go out and crank at the code without less communication than we would have without many people are already working together for a long time, so it's make communication easier if you know each other and getting forward to agreeing on goals. Based on that, we can more efficiently execute toward a goal, because especially in a global company where time zones are, it's kind of hard.
Half of the team is speaking French and the other half we speak English. And this is really how we find our meetings to be most effective. Hi, Retro Gamer. How you doing, man? Appreciate you in the comments lately, bro. Thank you.
Sometimes I think about software development is like an oil tanker, where it runs good into one direction, but as soon as you want to change direction, it takes a long time, because you need to get everyone has a slightly different idea of how stuff works, and to get everyone really understand how stuff should work on a more detailed level. It's a lot of work and align it.
Once everybody's put their stuff in, we
And
plan it
since you
out.
would take
We discuss
blows
approaches,
up
strategies
and-
on how we're going to intertwine our work. And this allows us to be on the same page so that we can then work together to achieve a very specific objective and not just be building technology for fun. The objective of this summit is to flesh out the exact roadmap for server meshing based on all of the work we've been doing for PES. So PES is the state of the simulation that's now persisting. That's great. It's behind us. Now we need to actually server mesh.
The major goal of this summit
Tab's
is
gonna do this, dude.
to reflect
Tab's gonna
back
do this.
on what we've done and see how we can do it better for the next milestones on server meshing. What did we forget? What can we do better? How can we better organize ourselves so we keep moving forward? and we don't do what we've had to do a lot for the previous delivery, which is think.
Everything, the pressure in that room is intense. Let me tell you something. I'm reading body language right here. The pressure in that room is so intense. This is it. This is the team right here that needs to make things happen. Like, out of the entire project, this team right here is probably the most important team. This is the team that's going to make or break the game. This is it. This is it.
We keep moving forward, and we don't do what we've had to do a lot for the previous delivery, which is think and create as you go. And there will always be a little bit of this in game development. It's normal. You need to have this creativity. You need to keep that, but we also need to get a little bit better at planning and anticipating some of the challenges.
The goal of the summit is really to flesh out the steps to get there, with the objective to ship a second solar system. That's really the primary objective.
What do you call a jump point for you? Because we are talking a lot of the low technical stuff.
That's what I want to know. Some of a secondary goal is talking about.
Goodbye. Secondary goal would be talking about the low technical groundwork to enable features like jump point.
And by the way, all this is going on. All this happened in 2022. This team has been working since 2022. This team has been doing this together for a very long time. They are working on this. This is a roadblock right now, and they're taking things head on, and they're doing work, right? And you know, the whole criticism of progress not being made is primarily because this team's smacking their head into a technical roadblock. I mean, this is bigger than a roadblock. If they can do this, it's going to revolutionize gaming completely. Thousands of people on having similar things happening, persistence, and being able to crew large ships together, fighting other ships that are crewed with maximum capacity, with gamers all over the place. This is it. This will be a technical marvel. Like, this is why it's taking so long. I really need people to understand that these are real people doing real work, and it's going to take a very long time. It's not going to be like an overnight thing. Countless videos and content creators out there griping. Like, countless, man. Like kids whining in the back seat of a car. Like, I don't even know why you guys are clicking on these people. Like, really, at this point, I've been around so long looking at this, seeing things getting done, hearing people complain, right? Seeing things getting accomplished. And this is the biggest one here yet. And I got to say, I'm scared about this. This is going to be damn near impossible. Like, really. And if they pull this off, it's going to be crazy for gaming. It's going to be crazy. I am hoping they can do it. You know, I'm just thinking about how it's going to change gaming. It's going to literally be such a big game changer. Nobody's talking about it, but everybody's bitching about it. Everybody's bitching. Nobody's talking about that.
To enable features like jump point.
So this is day 2, I think, of the summit. So we've done a first retrospective of all of the PES work.
Oh no!
Issues we've encountered, problems we've had, things we want to avoid. And this is officially the first day of actually digging into meshing.
On our second day, we talked about, what did I talk about?
Day 2, we have drank.
And everybody who's bitching about it now, all these content creators who are bitching about it now that really don't understand game development, all of them who are bitching now that don't get the fact that this is like one of the biggest things to ever happen to gaming ever, if it does happen, if they accomplish this goal. All these content creators that are bitching right now are going to switch their tune, and every one of the sheeple are going to go click on their videos and forget everything that they said. Because of like whatever the newest clickety-clack is, man. It's crazy when I see it. It's crazy when I see it. I know you guys know who I'm talking about. There's quite a few of them.
How much coffee?
Day 2 has been super great in that we've aligned a lot of our different roadmaps. Every team gets to have their own sort of view on the project, and I think today we really came together as this is the critical path that we need to achieve. Everything else is gravy, but we have the critical path is really clearly identified, which is a big deal in the size of this project.
Server meshing, the plan for persistent entity streaming and server meshing, they were designed to be done simultaneously at the same time. This is going back to late 2020.
Right.
We couldn't do that. It just wasn't.
Thank you, Milano. Was that you in the commentary talking about Kuato, dude? Oh, dude. Thank you for those bits, bro.
Practical in the end. So we had to devote all our attention to doing persistent entity streaming. This was in the during lockdown, so we did all of this while we're all working from home. We're now in a position with the server meshing stuff. And I kind of lost my train of thought. I was going to say something really good and I forgot what it was.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we know what the critical path is, which is that's the most important thing in these technology projects because they get to be very large. And so sometimes you lose track of what the actual objective is. And our objective is to get a second solar system online as fast as possible.
Okay, good. I like to hear that.
You're not gonna hate me.
Give us Pyro. They got it. They got to. Pyro's the test. I mean, Pyro is a great test for this. Again, baby phase. Again, steps. Do you understand the steps we're seeing here? There's a reason why things are progressing the way that they are. Pyro is needed for testing server meshing and PES. Another system is needed. This is essential to give us more data to help Benoit's team out and get us over this hurdle. Simple as that. Anybody who bitches and they're not saying that to you, stop watching them. Stop watching them. Quit wasting your time. Stay here.
Just to build server meshing technology, but it's to get the second solar system online. Now we have a rough roadmap of the different steps we need to do to get our second solar system online. And so now we start arguing about the later steps and the strategies after that.
We're tackling a lot of really difficult problems at the moment. Server meshing is one of the toughest problems to solve in video game development, and we've gotten to the point now we're getting the persistent entity streaming to the point where it's shippable. That then kind of opens up lots of opportunities to be able to get this quite impressive system built. So yeah, there's
What's up,
good
Noob?
stuff
How you doing,
happening
bro?
here.
Good to see Noob here. But Noob, they're showing us very impressive server footage here. Did you put this in your... You got to put the server footage in here. It makes things much more important.
So the first phase is the separation out of the replication layer. That unlocks the Pyro jump gate stuff. That also unlocks the server meshing stuff. We've been talking about the zones and authority, but you're much better off talking to a proper engineer about this kind of stuff. But yeah, we're getting a good handle on this stuff. We're getting a good plan for delivery.
We have delivered the PES technology.
Okay, we're getting a good handle on this stuff. We're getting a good idea on, what do you say, for something for delivery, so for a date.
But yeah, we're getting a good handle on this stuff. We're getting a good plan for delivery.
That looks pretty positive. Like, I'm a sales dude, right? I didn't detect any lying here. Like, I didn't detect it. Hold on. Let me watch this guy's face in slow-mo. It's time for slow-mo here. I got to detect whether this man's bullshitting us or not. Hold on a second. It's slow-mo
time. But yeah, we're getting a good handle on this stuff. We're getting a good plan for delivery.
I don't know. When we slowed the data down, I analyzed it and I saw some blinking that I did not like. Uh-oh. Thank you, Pepe, for that slow-mo analyzation.
We have delivered the PES technology, and now we need to build on what we built there, defining more sub-steps to go out to actually bring Pyro in the hands of the player.
This is a really complicated system, and we had to learn how to do it. There's been a lot of experimentation, there's been a lot of invention.
Okay, he looks happy. He looks happy in regular motion, but when you slow him down, the blinking. See, this is analysis that you don't get on other channels.
When we had our initial plan at the beginning of 2021, late 2020, there was a lot of stuff in there that we knew we had to build but didn't quite know how to build it. When we actually came to actually build those interesting systems, we had to kind of, found problems. We found stuff that was never expected.
Give the man a rim
We
shot.
found limitations of the technology. We found limitations of what the hardware could do. So we very much had to get our engineers to invent our way around the problem. So this is very much a feedback. This is a learning experience to figure out how we need to build server meshing. The key thing that we're doing with this is server meshing is also tied into the Pyro, the delivery of the jump gates to get to Pyro. It's not quite the same problem, but it also kind of is. When you actually do a jump to get to Pyro, we have to transfer authority from the Stanton DGS to the Pyro DGS.
Right.
What we want to do, of course, is have multiple DGS per star system. But we're separating.
First off, it's pronounced DGs, okay? It's not DGS, it's DGs. We already talked about this at CitizenCon. The server meshing is very dependent upon multiple DGs. Now, if you would like to tip me, you can see all the different realities out there and all the different DGs in the multiverse, if you will, and you will understand that server meshing really is dependent upon me. We saw it. It said DGs, not DGS. DGs as in DG plural. Right. Hello, I'm the English DG Noobifier, and because I'm speaking like this, I'm telling that dumb yank where to put it.
The actual jump gate stuff from the actual server meshing stuff, so that we get to the point so we can actually assure Pyro's delivery, and whilst we worry about the actual server meshing delivery. So we're actually, those are now, from our perspective, two different problems. So very early on, we're going to be tackling what we're calling separation of the replication layer out from the DGS. So that's the thing which replicates all our data. It allows communication. It's a single source of truth in memory for the state of the entire universe at any given time. That's going to get separated out from the DGS that currently holds all the fun simulation stuff that's happening in the moment. That's a first key step, both to delivering Pyro, all the technical back end for the jump gates, and it's also our kind of first big step for server meshing. So that's what we're going to be tackling initially. The design that we're putting in now, we've had for a couple of years, and we've been refining it over that time. In the time we're building persistent entity streaming, there have been bits and pieces of server meshing on there that we needed to get done. But we're now in a position now to really now we've got persistent entity streaming.
This is why I love Noobifier. Man, he's a technical dude. And I agree with this criticism right here. What Noob is saying is, don't give me the fluff, give me the stuff. You understand? Noob is saying, I'm done with fluff. Now, let's be critical thinkers here, right? This show has primarily been fluff for a while. Like, Inside Star Citizen should become here's my thing. Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live should merge, and they should make some type of baby. They should evolve. The show should be one show a week, not two. It would help them. It would reduce the amount of time they would have to produce a show. And they could make something that's entertaining and yet informative, like more informative, giving us the stuff and the fluff. That's kind of what I want to see happen now that we have the new studio. This is what I would like to see happen. Now, last year I was talking about how they needed a new studio and how they needed to spiff things up. Boom, we got a new studio. They spiff things up. Now here's what I'm saying. Inside, Jared, listen to me. They always do. They never give me credit, but they always do. Listen, Inside Star Citizen Live, perhaps different appendages. I don't know how that goes. But then, it's a new baby show. Oh, it's so cute. That's what we're looking for.
mean, down there is a kind of foundational piece. That then opens up the opportunity to really kind of get this design that we've had, that we've honed, to really knuckle down and actually get it dashed out and get the first version out. Static server meshing, that is. This is a piece of work that's going to last for quite a long time.
That's okay, Aether.
There'll
It's okay
be
not to
ongoing
agree,
stuff
bro.
for quite a while.
I highly
Moving
endorse
to the
that
goal,
on this
even
show.
5-6 years ago when we started with object container streaming, where we
I thrive
started
on
to
disagreement.
split up the game into smaller chunks, and then moving from there, having stuff only partially loaded on the clients, having stuff partially loaded on the server, and then decoupling the persistent state. And now the next steps are to decouple it more into more logical units to execute the code, which actually server meshing is. So yeah, it's really a continuation, and over time, the more you understand of the problem, the more you know what you need to do. So yeah, that's why every year kind of, most likely we have a summit once per year on this topic for the last N years to refine what we do and yeah, what exactly we need to do after we got the step near.
Welcome, Blackout.
That's the critical path to the first step. But after that is how we get to the actual end game, which is the dynamic mesh. So we all have our views on this, but now it's really, we're getting into the gray view. Like, how is this gonna work? Here's cases we have to deal with.
Yeah, like, how is this going to work? Seriously. We all want the answer to that one, Benoit. What's up, Retro Gamer? Thank you for that subscription, man. Listen. Come on, Benoit. Like, we need a follow-up. Perhaps on the Star Citizen Live, we can get a little bit into the meat and potatoes here.
What if a player dies into a jump tunnel, right? What happens to the missions, right? What happens to the persistent state of these tunnels? Do they exist? Do they not exist? Do they respawn? So we talk about not necessarily the gameplay aspect of it, like I'm giving you guys an example now, but really the technology aspect of it. So do these zones keep existing? How do we reuse them? Do we want to reuse them? What's the effect on PES, right, for these zone transition subsystems? So that's been the highlight of it has been really about identifying that and then how we make it dynamic.
The best thing which came out of today is basically the same which comes again out of summits. It's to get alignment, that everyone gets the same idea into their mind.
I would be okay with that too, Hugh. Hugh says, DG, to counter your point, what if Jared makes the two shows related each week instead? Sometimes they do, and I dig it when they do that. Yeah, so like if they actually did that as a normal thing, Hugh, and they did that every week, I'd appreciate that as well. I just think that like when you're talking about the amount of resources it takes to make both of these shows and the time to edit and produce and this stuff, I think that it would be much better and effective to manage this situation and come in and just be like, hey guys, let's reduce the hours but give more content. Let's reduce the amount of man hours to make this thing and give them more content. Still, you know what I'm trying to say? It'll give them more time to do other things. Like, make a series, like make Machinima series, like to do something cool, like do something different, do something like normally that the game industry does not do. Give me something that game developers don't normally do. Give us like a cool show like Jax. Give us that every week. Let's do that with the new studio. Like let's cut it down. Let's cut the fluff out. Let's give us the stuff in an entertaining way. Let's take Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live and let's reduce the amount of man hours and let's make a better show by putting more stuff in it and less fluff. And then who knows? All that extra free time, maybe they can do something else with it. And I don't know. Who knows? Who the fuck knows?
In a detailed level, that's Jennifer Lang. That's not.
After day 2, I think the biggest question is still how we're gonna operationalize the dynamic mesh. And so, we still have these big statements like, oh, we're gonna request additional DGSs and then assign them.
DGs.
Now we're gonna have to flesh out, how do we request them? How do we know they're ready? How do we assign them? How does that actually work? Is gonna be the key to the next steps.
Oh, that just looks all types of depressing. He looks depressed. It looks like a monumental task. Let's watch that in slow-mo if we can. We need to get Benoit's kind of like vibe on this in slow-mo.
Slow-mo
request them? How do we know they're ready? How do we assign them? How does that actually work? Is gonna be the key to the next steps.
I'm very sad right now. I'm just very. Benoit, you should have some answers to those questions. At least somewhat guide us through this, not just give us generalities on how very difficult this is to do. I think a lot of people know how difficult this is to do because what they're trying to do really hasn't ever been done. You know, let's give them a little credit, but let's not give too much leeway here because now I'm listening to these guys working on this, and I gotta say, I'm getting a little bit nervous. I'm getting a little bit. Tab, come on, dude. Come on. They had to rethink it. I know they had to rethink it. I said this at CitizenCon when they came out with this new server meshing information, all the DGs, right? And I was like, okay, I like the Benoit's taking out the old, he's thrown it in the garbage, and he's rethinking the whole idea. You could tell that they were rethinking it. But now I'm listening to this, and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, here's questions that we all had years ago, and now we're just hearing you ask these questions again, and I didn't hear any answers, and I think that's really important. That's what the show's for, is for the answers.
That will then be built over the coming months, and of course, it's not just us as well as the strike team. We have, 50 or so game teams that are also going to have to take this code and then have to adapt all their functionality that they have across Star Citizen to use all this cool technology. So yeah, this is the start of server meshing in its current form. In our case, it's cramming a lot of developers into a room, closing the doors, getting them to drink coffee and talking a lot. It's very much a list of stuff that we've got to determine. We basically have a list of stuff that we need to nail down. Open questions, miscommunications between teams. We need to get these 3 key.
I said that. I have said that for years. There has been just this miscommunication thing going on with all these teams and all these locations. They need to streamline their comms. They need to streamline their comms. My head's going to blow up off of my shoulders. Managers, people with authority over at Cloud Imperium. I've been saying this for years. Streamline the comms. My head's going to blow off my shoulders here. Listen to me already, for God's sake.
Key teams all aligned, all pointing in the same direction.
So they're all listen, in their defense, there's a ton of teams. I get it. There's a ton of people. I get it. I get that. But it needs to be streamlined. Some of these people don't know who to contact. You understand? Some of these people, like this woman here, probably doesn't know who to contact directly, or she's getting fed 2 different pieces of information from 2 different people. I don't know. That's speculation. I don't know if she is. But I feel like that happens a lot. I feel like that's happening a lot inside at Cloud Imperium because of the amount of people in the locations. I feel like there's a lot of people on these teams that are being told multiple different things by multiple different managers. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Slow it down a little bit and let's figure out how to execute. I know my friend Execute over at InfoRunners would love that I just said that. That was for you, buddy.
Fully understand what it is they're building. We resolve the technical niggles that we have.
Oh, she's the producer? Okay. She probably knows who to send this stuff to. All right. Noobifier's telling us that this woman here is the producer. Now, I got something else to say about this woman here. Now that we know she's the producer, thank you. There's one of the DGs.
Bring it down hard.
Thank you, Dark Spike.
What are you doing? Dance off,
Thank
bro.
you. There's one of the DGs. There's another DG. So many DGs. These DGs make server meshing possible. Right. Very relevant. Very relevant Shia LaBeouf alternate reality DG alert. Very, very relevant for you, Rev. Thank you, Dark Spike. Long time no see, bro. Glad to have you here. But listen, now that Noob has told me that this is the producer, thank you, Ned.
Right. Yeah, just do it. Do it. Nothing's impossible.
Producing production. Whoa, yes, so many DGs making server meshing work.
So hot. hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Und ich hab nicht gesagt.
So many DGs. Oh, hold on. All the DGs are making server meshing work. It's okay, everybody.
Du hast mich. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Und ich hab nicht gesagt.
All right. So many DGs. Wow. Look at this love pouring in right now. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. I feel so good. Oh, my narcissism meter is going off. Hold on one moment. Whoa,
I'm in a fountain.
Oh my God. What is
Du hast mich. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Und ich hab nicht gesagt.
Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. So many DGs making server meshing work. So many. I'm surprised you guys aren't putting different bit amounts in so that you can see all the different DGs. There's DGs everywhere. My friend knew. Thank you, dude. Oh, that feels so good. Thank you. Thank you. All the love, all those DGs. I wonder what a 200 and a 400. No, what was it? 5? Well, we know 500's Polka DG. Thank you, Rev. I don't think I remember what 6 or 700. I don't think I remember 6. Oh, I like this one. Matthew McConaughey DG.
With a common denominator.
All these DGs. So many DGs. What?
Child things get bright.
Star-Lord DG.
Bring it down hard.
Oh, yeah.
Someday.
Oh, so many DGs.
Dance off, bro.
Server meshing is almost complete. On our channel, with all these DGs, it's not DGS, by the way. On our channel here, with all these DGs, we made server meshing work tonight. What do you think of that, producer woman? Huh? Produce your way into that. So here's what I'm worried about. I am worried that maybe she's not sending it to the correct people, or not just her, but like producers, developers, the teams, the people, the employees. I'm worried that like the comms are crap. I'm worried that the comms are crap. You got the breakdown in the Discord. Let's remind me to. We'll watch that right after this. We'll watch it. We'll do a special Noobifier watching.
Is that building? We resolve the technical niggles that we have between these teams, so they really understand what it is they're making.
I won't show it if it's a DM.
We correct problems before they happen. So there's misunderstandings between the interfaces
Unless you're okay
between
with
the
that.
teams that can be quite expensive to fix. Having a summit like this allows us to fix these problems in advance and fix them much more cheaply. So yeah, we need to just, this is what gives us the solid plan that we're going to be working to for the next year. So touch wood, we're in a position now to finally push on and get the very first version, which is static server meshing, in place. We're bound to find other problems on this journey, but we can invent our way. We know we can invent our way around these problems.
Wait. The journey should have been happening. Like I feel like the journey's been happening. Why are we just starting now? Why are we just starting now? By the way, Noob, if you're talking about your newest video, I would love to watch it here on stream just to see what you said about it.
So yeah, we may occasionally get slowed down, but we don't get. We're still determined to deliver this.
So what did we learn this week?
We're going to learn it from
Well,
Noobifier.
we learned that PES is not just the technical harbinger we all knew it would be. It was also the critical experience necessary to review,
they've already said a year,
and evolve existing plans for server meshing with the lessons learned along the way. That it is a variety of technologies, including the long-awaited jump points that will enable the addition of Pyro and star systems beyond. And that people, really, boy, do they really love to just sit down for an interview just 5 minutes after sitting in intense all-day meetings. Whew. And let me tell you, I owe some people some dinners. Now,
was it? Crystal says this was filmed mid-January. But you know what the thing is, Crystal, is like it's still like this year, 2023 January. When was the Citizen Con that we saw the new server meshing being put together by Benoit Bessager? That was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Wasn't that 2 years ago, Noob, that we saw that? Where they released all of the server meshing details that we saw? That was like two years ago, I believe. So I get that this was filmed in mid-January, but they've had 2 years now, and yeah. So we need to kind of. I feel like that episode fell very short. I don't know if that was a good move for them. I really don't feel like that was a good move for them. I don't. Like, generally, the overall vibe, I came in very positive and feeling good, and I'm leaving thinking, holy shit, I'm not feeling good about what I saw.
We'll be back with more traditional ISC features and return visits to the Meshing Strike Team Summit in the coming weeks. And don't forget to keep your eyes on the robertsspaceindustries.com website and socials for information on the pending release of Alpha 318. It's got salvage, cargo, persistence, and more.
It was a little concerning, Dark
There's
Spike.
a new Scorpius. The things you'll learn on Twitter. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee, and we'll see you all here next week.
All right. Uh-oh. Now, we're going to watch this. We've never done this before. Noob's here, and I want to get his take on this. Here's where he takes the 17 minutes and reduces it to 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I love this. Oh.
We begin. I'm a little bit...
Hold on, I need to hear the...
Right, so before we begin, I'm a little bit late because they were a little bit late. Nobody cares. That's fine. I'm going to sound negative, or some of you are going to think that what I'm about to say, or how I break down the video, or how I approach breaking down the video is from a negative or hostile perspective. It's not that at all. I had a great day, and I'm still having a great day, and there's nothing wrong. This is just the breakdown in the no BS style. Right. Hello, YouTubers. This is Noobifier. On the 16th of February, 2023, CIG released Inside Star Citizen Meshing. Here's what you need to know. This week, Jared wanted to talk about a summit that occurred recently. Game developers meet together to speak about meshing. They had some cameras, and they put those cameras in the faces of the people that were at the summit. Ben confirmed what Jared said, that they're doing a summit to talk about how to work meshing and pyro into the game. Many of the summit members had never met before, and this was said to be the best way to get everyone onto the same page. Now that PEZ is working, meshing needs to be achieved.
Live together.
They're trying.
Make them live together. They're going to learn to love each other in a whole new way. Just make them live together. Make it a talk show, or make it like a game show, like a reality show where you lock them in like Big Brother. And I would watch it. Make that a show and put it on the Star Citizen YouTube channel. I want to see all these people trying to... What can we call the show? We need some ideas for the show where we lock up all the people developing server meshing into one small tent. It's going to be some crazy like hippie trip, right? By the time they come out, smoke's going to come out of the tent and like, boom, it's the time of the season. Boom, boom, boom. Dun, 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 dun. Like it's going to come out. Server meshing will be solved. It's going to be great.
To apply lessons learned from the past by defining the steps early rather than mapping them on the fly. Although it was a fun 17 minutes of developers talking about the meeting, there wasn't really anything specific that hadn't been said before.
Right.
And there wasn't really anything specific that...
In fact, it was pretty vague. In fact, it was the very opposite of specific. In fact, watching this, it was very vague, and it made me feel very concerned. And I haven't felt this way in a long time.
Was said. They confirmed that the new code would be built to replace the old code, and that this would be a monumental task, just like the other monumental tasks.
We knew that the new code was going to replace the old code back 2 years ago when I said, "Hey, guess what? They're going to scrap everything that they worked on up to this point, and they're going to start fresh with Benoit," right?
That have been achieved in the past. What I'm trying to say is meshing is hard. And yes, we have had some very detailed breakdowns of it in the past. Sorry, like I said, if I sound negative, but I do appreciate that there are things that need to be held as a secret, such as timelines and things like how they're going to go do it, because that's a trade secret.
Dude.
Everyone who was interviewed was supercharged and optimistic about the meeting.
Yeah,
that's it. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Fly safe. And I'll
listen. It did appear optimistic. I do agree with that. They did appear optimistic, but we got the slow-mo analysis here. We got the slow-mo analysis, and I'm telling you, when I started to look at the facial gestures, you guys can tell me I'm full of shit all you want, but I've been in sales for a long time, a long time. I'm pretty good at reading facial expressions and the demeanor, right? And generally speaking, on the surface, it seemed very positive. When we slowed it down, I saw a few things that concerned me. And like we said, the communications, they need to streamline communications with the amount of people that they have. And they just need better comms. I like the video.
See you in the verse.
I like it. I'm going to like that video, and then I'm gonna put you in the credits on the video as well, dude. Yeah, exactly. Producing production.